I'm Arran Stibbe. I'm a professor of ecological linguistics here at the University of Gloucestershire. So the students I teach, they come here for an ordinary English degree, and when they arrive they realise that actually English has much more to offer the world than they might have realised. That a lot of the fundamental problems we're facing are due to the way we think, and the way we think is due to the kind of language that we use. The problems of the ecological crisis that we're facing run very deep, so it's not just about turning lights off or recycling. The kind of changes that we need to make as a society mean that we need to change everything. We need to fundamentally reinvent the society that we're part of. And societies are based on stories. And if we can change the underlying stories that society is based on, we can move away from our ecologically destructive and unequal society and build a new ecological civilization. And that will require new stories to live by.
My name is Bea. I did my undergraduate degree in creative writing, and now I'm in my second year of my PhD studying ecolinguistics in Japanese folklore. I first came across ecolinguistics when I sat in on an undergraduate module while I was doing my postgraduate degree. It's definitely changed the way that I think about so many things, like advertising, even weather forecasts. It's had a huge influence on how I perceive language as a whole. I think a really common narrative that we see on a day-to-day basis is the idea that bigger is better and that more is preferable to less. And that just changes how we feel about everything. Simple and smaller living can be better for everyone, for the planet, for our own mental health. It's definitely a story that I want to help change.
In ecolinguistics, what we're interested in is the negative forms of language that underpin our unsustainable civilization. So we start off looking at negative things like advertising. So I have an example here of an advertisement, and this is an advertisement for a sofa, and it says room for living, not just a living room. And this advertisement, it depicts people who are actually happy. So you have the close-knit family and they're reading and holding each other. And then it depicts this enormous sofa, and it makes it seem as if to get the happiness that this family has, you have to buy the enormous sofa. When in fact their happiness is just coming from being together. And a lot of advertising does that. It shows people who are genuinely happy for a real reason, and just hints that if you buy the product, you can find that happiness.
My PhD links something that I'm very passionate about, which is Animal Crossing with ecolinguistics. There's stories within Animal Crossing that link with ancient Japanese folklore, that link with the modern ideas that we use in advertising, the idea of growth and development, and especially in newer games, this is the idea that's being shown to younger children, this idea that you can shape the environment and the world you live in to do anything you want. And I think video games are such a huge part of the future and contain so much content that involves ecolinguistics that I've chosen that to be the avenue that I go down.
In terms of employability, ecolinguistics is extremely valuable. We can train people up in the skills to be critically aware of their own organisation and the stories that underpin that organisation, and they can be change agents, helping their companies to become more ethical in a very positive and inspiring way.
I think ecolinguistics is such a huge part of every aspect of every career, ultimately, that it will be there no matter what I go on to do after this degree. Language can be a powerful tool for change. As soon as you're able to identify the stories that surround you, be positive or negative, you have the agency to make action, and through action you can change the world.